Hey, thanks for slithering in. I am Symtherin. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome in if you are new. Today we are continuing our starter home series here in Sulani, as suggested by one of you guys in the comments down below of the last video. Except I may have to revisit this because I did not have a mermaid sim in mind when building this one. Instead, I kind of got inspired of building on this lot, which is pretty much right on top of slash underneath the volcano in Sulani. It's been a while since I've built on this lot, and I kind of thought it'd be like a fun challenge maybe to have a sim, starter home budget, right? And then now you have to deal with a lot of different volcanic activities and try and survive that way. Nonetheless, we have a lot of worlds to still go through in this series, so if you have any suggestions for what you'd like to see next or in the future, please let me know in the comments down below. And while I have your attention, I do want to remind you guys that from now until January 26th, if you use my creator code Symtherin, you will get a 5% discount on any Sims 4 DLC. Just keep in mind that this code does not work for kits, and it does give me a 5% commission from the sale as well. And as always, special thanks to EA and the Sims team for making that possible, and also making that cute little logo pop-up that you just saw. So cute, I love it so much. At this point, the shape of the build is pretty much complete. We go with the classic L shape that I tend to like to do on small homes and starter homes like this. Hopefully you don't mind. I really do try to make each of those like shapes look a little different, but you know, it's just an easy shape to work with, especially with like laying out a floor plan and things. I just find it a little easier to work with those boxy shapes. When I was looking at inspiration pictures for this build in particular, I saw one where like the two roofing pieces were, one was like a red and one was a blue, or was it orange and blue? I can't remember, but it was very interesting and I kind of wanted to try and make it work. You can see I kind of tried to do it here. It ends up just being the same brown like wood slats as the rest of the build. Not as exciting, but I guess it works out anyway. Here it is. I think I switched it. I might have switched it back in 1.2. I was really going back and forth with it. But throughout the build, and especially on the interior, you will see some like purples, reds, and oranges kind of being used a little bit. And that was because I was trying to mimic or kind of pay homage maybe to lava, since you are living here at the bottom of a volcano. I also wanted to keep like the roof black and some more darker details on the exterior as well, because I imagine if there's some overflow or there's going to be some smoke, it's definitely going to latch on to this home. So you probably do want to keep more of a darker facade. I opted to use these base game columns that I honestly never ever use because I always feel like they're really ugly, but for some reason in this brown tone for this build they just kind of pulled it together and I love it. The ones from Island Living were definitely very expensive. I should also mention that in this starter home series, I only use base game plus the pack that the world comes with. So for this build, we are only using base game and Island Living. I think that makes these such like even more accessible to everyone, and because I know not everyone has all the packs, and for the most part, I don't limit my pack usage because I like my packs, I'll be honest, and I will scream it from the rooftop. I really do love having the different varieties. Of course, there's some that I use more than others, but having that option there is like a comfort blanket for me. But I also know I'm very lucky to be able to have those packs as well. So it's also still really fun to kind of challenge myself and my skills as a builder, which I feel like are always evolving, to do more limited pack things. And I've been itching for a base game build in a while. So maybe if you guys want to see a starter home in one of the base game worlds, definitely let me know that. I'm very much open to your suggestions and very inspired to keep building. Here I'm toying with adding some more roof details, but then I was remembering that this is supposed to be a starter home and I only have so many simoleons. Also at some point, I think my simoleons glitched out. I don't know what it was, and I even remember while building, I paused and looked at it like, That feels like I have too many simoleons for what I already have placed. I think it's like when I'm well into the interior that I'm feeling that way. I don't know what happened, but I end up fixing it later, and you'll just have to see that at the end of this video. Not like super end, but you know, further down the line. We're now onto the interior, and while we get started with that, let's chat some Sims 4 news, shall we? The other day, The Sims posted this image and teased that on January 14th, which I believe is Tuesday, they will be doing a live Behind the Sims event to kick off the 25 years of The Sims. I am really excited for this year because I think we're going to get a lot of cool stuff. First and foremost, I feel like we're going to get some information on the next set of kits that we're going to get, which I believe there was some talks about some leaks happening. I am trying to avoid leaks like that, so I tend to ignore them, and I feel like they're not popping up on my feeds as much as usual, so I feel like at least the people I'm following and how my feed is like curated, those people are also kind of fed up with the leaks. I do think I remember seeing that those kits are expected to probably be released on the 16th, so with a Behind the Sims on the 14th. I feel like that timeline kind of makes a little sense, so we'll see. But also, I'm sure they're going to tease some other things, maybe some more collabs, more future fun packs, maybe some free updates. I don't know. I'm just very excited to see what we're going to be doing this year, and I can't wait to kind of go on that journey and have fun celebrating The Sims 25-year anniversary with you guys. Feel free to share what you guys are hoping to hear about in the Behind the Sims, or even what you're hoping to see this year from the Sims team, also in the comments below. I would love to discuss that with you guys even further. We're now making sure we have all of our essentials. At this point, we have a bathroom built out with shower, toilet, sink, all that good stuff. Our kitchen is laid out now. We have a bed, and now we're working on like this living space. And I do something fun with this. First off, I want to say I've never used this wallpaper. I think it's base game, but it just fit like the volcanic vibe to me. I don't know. I feel like you wouldn't have too much of a fancy wallpaper if your house could be flooded with lava at any moment. You know, I feel like it's just not worth it. That's my thought. But I make this cute little gallery wall. I don't know. I really liked it, and maybe the Sim likes to play Sims Forever or something, and that's why they have the plumb bob up there. I just think it's cute, and it worked out, and it kind of ties in with the islandy vibes because we get that lifesaver. I just like how it came out, and it kind of adds interest to the build, or at least the living room. There is no TV here, just a heads up. So I did put the gramophone down for some form of entertainment, but spoiler alert, I end up having to get rid of it later for, you know, other reasons. But we don't really... What else do we have for entertainment here? I do keep a bookshelf in here. You're going to see that in a little bit. Over here is a dining room table, and I'm going to pull out a piece of gallery art because I couldn't really find a piece of wall art to put here. I could have put a TV, but I didn't feel like this Sim or this house would have a TV. I think maybe the Sim here is just obsessed with the volcano and wants to study everything about the volcano, and that's why they want to live so close, because then when something starts happening, they're like right here, you know? I feel like that would be ideal for someone studying a volcano of this nature. I definitely could not live this close to a volcano, as much as I find them interesting in general, you know, from afar. But I feel like playing out that storyline could be a little fun to do. I did add some challenges and traits to this build that I usually don't do that, okay? But I added 3 challenges. First off, volcanic activity. That, of course, is a no-brainer. You're here, you're at the volcano, you're gonna have earthquakes, steam vents, and maybe even see some lava bombs, so watch out. Also, to add to that, I put the challenge of Quake Zone, which I think came with City Living, and that just gives even more minor tremors. And then also maintenance troubles. That means more issues with broken objects, and you're gonna need that handiness level skill pretty high, I think. I also added some traits that I think could be useful based off of the challenges I picked. So first off, I chose geothermal. That trait lowers your utility bills because this is literally a volcano, so you can probably tap into that power a little bit, you know. So heating and electricity is no problem here. Your bills will be much, much cheaper. Then I use great soil. I don't know if it's true. I have not researched it or anything, but I feel like the soil here would have some kind of special minerals or something that could maybe potentially help certain plants and things. So I just added that. And then I was torn between a couple of different traits. One, I thought maybe like off the grid would be fun here, except when I was choosing these traits, I had already built a home. So I wasn't going to go in and find all of the different like items and things. Plus this is limited pack, so I don't know how easy that would have been without eco lifestyle. But I ended up using science lair because of the whole story plot that I was thinking about. This sim likes to study the volcano, so maybe there's some sort of scientist, and that's going to help with increasing your logic skill. I don't know, maybe one day I might play in this because it honestly sounds like really a lot of fun. But that's just me. We're at the point of the building process where I'm starting to think I don't think I actually have this many simoleons to play with, and I'm a little confused, but I'm rolling with it and just enjoying decorating it. So oops, I do fix it, so it is up on the gallery and just under 20,000 simoleons. Of course, if you move two sims in here and go that route, then you'll have a little bit more wiggle room to play with. I also talked over me pulling up that gallery art, so I'm going to pop on the screen here the creator who I grabbed that from. I really need to utilize the gallery art because some of the stuff is just really good, and I really wanted something that felt Sulani, but we don't really get too many good pieces of artwork and wall decor for Sulani. We have a few, but it's really not that many. Instead of checking how my lot is like ending up price-wise, I just continue adding more clutter and clutter, which honestly, I'm sorry to my future self who had to deal with that and clean up my mess. Also, fair warning, I took all of my screenshots for this build before I realized the price was off. So yeah, it's gonna look a little different, but not too different, just slightly different. But maybe that's just kind of giving you guys an idea of how I would decorate it if my sim was earning money as we go kind of thing. Or you can decorate it completely different. That is totally up to you. We're now moving on to landscaping, where I use a lot of the catalog landscaping at first. I switch it all out with debug later. I know, but that really hurt me, okay? But I really like island living landscaping. It's really pretty and probably some of the best. Like Sulani, the whole world in general is just completely gorgeous. And honestly, it just snowed where I'm at. So this can't be more opposite of what I'm going through right now. My dog, let me tell you, she loves the snow. She will just go out there and lay in it and wait for me to come out. And she's gotten into this weird habit where she'll go out there for a few minutes and then she'll come and she kind of scratches on the door, but hits the door, whatever. And I'm like, oh, cool, she wants to come inside. But no, I open the door and she's standing there with her ball, and then she looks at me and then runs down the stairs and back in the snow and looks up at me like, come on, let's play. And I'm like, it is cold. No, I do play with her. Okay, let me just say that. I spend about an hour a day sometimes, and sometimes my boyfriend and I split that depending on what's going on with work and all that stuff. We share the responsibility, but she gets her exercise, whether it's a walk at the park or playing fetch in the yard. She is just crazy, okay? For her, ball is life. And honestly, I'll do everything to make her happy. And sometimes she gets extra playtime, but there are days where I'm just like, I physically cannot unless I am going to freeze, okay? And then we don't want that because then you will, I don't know, who knows? We just don't want mom to freeze, okay? Long story short, she would not like it here in Sulani, but I would like it for at least a little while. I think I would get a little tired of it because I do like having different seasons and it just switches things up. If it gets too warm, I'm not happy either. I guess I'm just never happy. Back to the build. I had an idea to use like these chain link fence things, kind of making it look more like this is a danger zone, you shouldn't be here, and pairing it with some like wooden debug fence to kind of make it look like it's a little reinforced. And I use like the wood that kind of looks like it's been through some stuff. It's like it's got some dirt on it, so I'm thinking it's got some soot maybe from all of the different volcano activities that happen here. I don't like use that throughout the whole build, but it does make an appearance in most parts of the build. I also have a lot of the lava rocks around, kind of. I wanted it to feel like maybe it was a little more tucked into the volcano, like the mountain, kind of more so than this lot actually is. Because I don't think it's this realistic to have a house here. Maybe like a science lair or something, but definitely not a full-on house. You know, this could also be a great rental location probably if you wanted to upload this build in that kind of sense. That also might be fun for your Sims to do, kind of a Sulani volcano adventure kind of thing. I don't know. That's another way you can use this build, I guess. I will definitely have to revisit this world and do another limited pack starter home, but for the total opposite kind of thing, and actually do a mermaid home. It's been a while since I've done a home for a mermaid, and I usually always enjoy it because I love playing with the different colors and the blues and the pinks and the yellows and all that fun stuff. So definitely stay tuned for that. I probably won't do it anytime soon, but probably definitely this year at some point. Most of the landscaping is complete at this time. I really do like Sulani, and because it feels so lush, but also I feel like it doesn't have to be overly like overgrown landscaping either. I love an overgrown landscaping, you guys know this, but sometimes less is more, and I think this is one of the examples for that. I especially really do, I'm gonna say it again, I love the rocks around here, like especially the ones covered in moss. I also pulled that other debug piece that I've never seen. I was like, wow, that looks cool. So sometimes that happens and I don't cut that part out. I tend to keep most things in for these builds, so hopefully you guys don't mind those weird pauses sometimes. But we're pretty much just getting the final pieces here. I end up getting some planters, but I think some of this stuff that you're seeing me put down gets sold away anyway because I needed to make some more simoleons and make this a little cheaper. But yeah, this has been our starter home in Sulani at the foot of a volcano. But don't click away just yet because we're going to hop into live mode. And you guys are going to see me playtest and all of that fun stuff. And maybe something funny happens. We'll see. We're at the bottom of the volcano in Sulani, but our playtest sim has other plans today. This is our test sim today, Vin, and he just wants to swim around instead of playtesting our build, but we're gonna have to tell him to quit it and get to work. He already has bills, but we're going to kind of ignore that because we don't have money because this is a starter home, but this is our starter home. Yay! Let's start with the outside. I guess that would be the easiest thing to do. We can make sure we can craft a knife block. I know I just said he doesn't have money for bills, but he has money for crafting, apparently. Well, at least we know he can craft a block here. I think this is a good spot for you guys to put any kind of skill building item up here. You also have room to get a telescope out here because we do have some lot traits that I pointed out that could definitely help your logic skill a little bit. It looks like he's gonna walk all the way around here to get there, but I think that's okay. So he's going into the bathroom, so I guess that's where we're gonna get started. We know our sink works, so I am going to set that to our bathroom sink. We'll just have him use everything here, make sure we're really good, and oh gosh, I'm so sorry. Do you guys also try to give your Sims privacy when they're using the bathroom? I feel like I don't always, but I feel like it's like, now that I'm actually recording it, I feel like I have to. Were you not able to use the shower? Nope. Alright, here we go. We gotta fix something. I don't know if this is because it's an outdoor shower. Let's see. If I bring it outside, will he be able to use it? Okay, so he can use it out here, which means he probably can't use it here, I'm guessing. What I'm gonna do then is we are going to, unless, do I have rocks down here? I have some rocks down here, which I was a little worried would actually affect some things. So maybe if I move these guys out of the way a little bit, I wonder if that would be enough, because I really do like the rocks kind of around. I think it adds some dimension, but instead you come and get your water. Wait. All right. The ultimate test then would maybe be to sell this and get a different shower. We can even get like our cheapest one and he'll get like some money back. I don't like any of these swatches, but I guess we're gonna have to go with that one. No, which means it's gotta be the rocks. Let's go back to build mode actually, because I want to get that shower back. That kind of sucks. I really like the rocks being down here. They must have a really big footprint, which could also be why he couldn't walk around here. You were right there, dude. You could have tossed it. But now that shower works, so that is good. We should probably cook something. Honestly, eggs and toast sounds really good, so I kind of want to have him cook that. The bookshelf works. You guys saw that. We also have the camera up here that comes with Island Living that he can then put in his inventory, or your sim can, and use that to take some pictures. That could also be another great way to gain some simoleons while you're game playing. I do have a smoke alarm right over here. Just in case your sim starts a fire, then you are covered there. Or if the volcano starts a fire, I guess. He already turned the gramophone on. I'm gonna turn it off. Bruh. He keeps turning it on. That's really funny. He can leave it on then. What is wrong here? It might be this. I thought so. The issue with this, I know I put like a lot of clutter here. We're gonna go one by one. I still want this to be somewhere. I wonder if it would work like that. So let's then see if he can resume. No, still can't. Are the rocks in the way? These rocks might be the death of me. Oh, we've got a working counter. Okay, I think it was these rocks. Let's put this here and have him eat on the table. Or he's just gonna go straight to the couch. Can you sit here and eat? Will you? For me? It's probably the fruit bowl, honestly. So if you don't like it there, you can get rid of it. I kind of like it here anyway. And you got this nice little picture. Let's make sure he can sit in these chairs though. He can sit in that one. I'm not sure about this one. That works too. It just kind of glitches through the wall, but you can easily ignore that. Over here we already knew, I think this chair works. There he goes. That chair works. And then let's assign the left side and let's kind of relax a little bit. I wonder if he can't get over here because of the rocks. So we'll see. Let's try on some outfits. That all works. So I guess as long as you can get to that bed, those rocks are okay over there. And I mean, just look at this, not this view, that's a wall. This view, like look at that. Imagine, he's just gonna try on clothes, but imagine going to bed and this is your view. You know, just don't mind that raging volcano. You can stop trying on those outfits. I think this whole build is pretty much set. Let's clean up and set this sink type to kitchen. Yeah, I think this is about it. I do want to point out this gallery wall. I still love it so much. I don't know. I'm very proud of it. So my game did glitch out and I actually overspent on this build, so we're going to delete a few things. Okay, I got it down to 19,996, just under a starter home. Let me show you what I ended up removing. I removed a few things in the bathroom, the rug, the laundry basket, the basket on top of the laundry basket, and the towel rack. They were just taking up a lot of space, as well as the painting, so that was easy. I got rid of the camera that was up here, so your sim's just gonna have to work for it. I got rid of the dresser, okay, because I didn't want to get rid of the bed. And you can use the mirror for all of that, and then eventually you can just get your own dresser, you know? Not to be like mean or anything. I got rid of a lot of clutter here in the kitchen. I got rid of the tea kettles up here, the wine rack that was up here, the wine rack that was on the wall, the pots and pans here, that spice rack, those are gone. I got rid of the gramophone. I got rid of one of the rugs that was here because I doubled this up. So I just sized up the one that was here instead. I got rid of the fruit bowl because that wasn't functional anyway, got rid of a chair, and got rid of the coat rack. That's on the inside. Out here, I got rid of the planters, I got rid of the bike that was over here. I replaced all of this landscaping with debug versions of the same landscaping, except I added this pretty tree here, so that one's a little new. I also got rid of the woodworking bench that was here and the horn on the wall here. I think those are pretty easy for your sim to work up to, and you might want to change that skill item. Anyway, there was also a tile here that I just moved over and got rid of. But now this build is up on the gallery and we are all set. Here's the bird's eye view of today's build. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to support me even further, please use my creator code Symtherin. Currently, you do get 5% off now when you do use it, and I will get a small commission from that sale as well. So thank you for all your support, and I will talk to you all in the next one. Bye!